Hi, my name's Evie, founder of Smart with Money Planning. Today we're going to talk about who am I? Why do I talk about money management? Okay, my name's Ibi Osai Bovo. That's my full name. My parents are Nigerian. And they came here in the 70s, and there was a lot of stuff they didn't know about the financial system in America. And they went, I'm very proud of how they progressed from entry level positions. My dad started as a cab driver. They worked at Garrett's Popcorn Shop before when they first came here, White Castle. They were really hustling, nursing home, every humbling position, all the way up to, my mom getting an accounting degree and working at Cook County Hospital and just being able to retire early. And my dad, he passed away, but in his time here, he was able to also work his way up, and he made a lot of money in selling real estate at a time as an agent on side of his regular job, biomedical technician. And I just saw him create his own company that was fixing surgery and medical equipment, which was similar to his regular job. He got contracts with the University of Chicago hospitals and some other big name places to under his own one-man operation to maintain some of their surgery machines, because he had a really good reputation for being a diligent worker and built some relationships as an employee. And he pretty much branched off and formed his own company. And he also was involved in some investments in healthcare in Nigeria. And all that to say, they worked hard, and I'm proud of how they progressed coming here and humbling beginnings, right? What I will say is, we had some financial challenges that were probably avoidable. And I realized that in my teens, I would say. I've witnessed my dad hand me money and a bunch of lotto tickets fall out of his pocket. And also, $100 bill dropped out of his pocket and he didn't notice. And, I was a pretty good kid most of the time. I mean, I wasn't savage enough to steal $100 bill from my dad, even though it dropped out of his pocket. So I told him, like, hey, you dropped this. My point is, he was more money comes and goes in his philosophy. He wants to make as much money as he can. All the budgeting constraints of always thinking about every dollar you spend, that was not him. And hey, you hit the lotto, that's good, without thinking of how much it costs to just buy lotto tickets for a really low, almost, really small possibility of winning. But I just formed my own opinions. I open with the praise of how my parents progressed their career, because I just wanted to be clear that I fully respect how hard they worked and the life they provided me. As also, I learned from their mistakes. You understand? So, in my early 20s, I had to help with some major family financial decisions and things of that nature, and I could never repay my parents for what they did for me. I look at some of my peers at the time and I think, okay, they don't have this much responsibility, and while I'm in college and I have to worry about some of these major financial issues, that actually distracts me somewhat from being the top student that I can be. So then, that has ripple effects in the career and all in the first job I can get from my undergrad to career progression somewhat, right? But I learned entrepreneurship from my parents. My mom also, by the way, did mortgages while she was working her professional job. She got a mortgage license and was working part-time doing mortgages, and she made some good money doing that. You understand? There was a time when my parents paid out of pocket for my sister at Howard University. A private school costs like $40,000 a year. So you know, there were some really good times, and then there were some humbling times. I just feel like, bottom line, all this to say, our life could have been more stable if they knew more and practiced more careful money management. So I learned as much about money management as I could because I just saw how much of a impact it can make on a lifestyle, even if their combined incomes over 100,000 at times. I saw some things that made me like, you know, there's some room for improvement. Let me learn as much about personal finance and money management. And in my adult life, in my kids' life, we are going to avoid some of these financial struggles that were avoidable. So that is why I got into money management. I went to University of Illinois, majored in finance, took a college level personal finance class. Also, I double majored in accounting. I'm pretty gifted with applied numbers, math, and so it was a good fit. And I got a CPA to understand tax. What do you think is your biggest expense? What's the biggest thing that comes out of your check automatically every paycheck? It's taxes, right? So tax is a huge expense for most people. So if you understand the tax code, there are serious ways to save thousands of dollars, especially if you have a business formed, LLC, C Corp, S Corp, and you know, you have expenses going through there. There are serious ways to save a lot of money, and through your tax bill. And right now, my corporate job, I'm able to witness a multi-millionaire use the wisdom about the tax code to his advantage, and save probably over $1 million in taxes, at least $500,000, because of his legal structures and legal strategy. So these are some things that I bring to the everyday person as their financial coach. Just this education about personal finance, from University of Illinois, accounting, tax expert. My easiest CPA section, the CPA section where I got the best score right away without taking it twice, was tax. And it's it's complex, but at the same time, it's just a way that I think with conditions and just different parameters, it came to me easily. And I just want the average American to avoid financial stress as much as it's in their power. That's why I do this. I want the average American to avoid financial stress as much as it is within their power. And you do that successfully with financial planning. You need a financial coach because there's just so many angles and aspects of finance. So I'm here for you. That's me, EB, owner of SWM Planning. Thanks. Bye.